It's the first week of August, which means it's time to talk about everything MailerLite shipped while you weren't looking. Leading today, the simple editor got font size controls and file linking. Two small things that were somehow also the two biggest complaints in that editor. Also today, abandoned cart is now 2 triggers instead of 1. And there's a new one that lets you build out a loyalty program easily right in your account. Plus, MailerLite is now in the Wix App Market, so your pop-ups go on Wix sites without touching code. And there's a new Lovable integration, so apps that you build there can play nice with your email marketing ecosystem. And on August 13th, free plan feature limits get enforced. If that sentence meant something to you, that's exactly why you should stay until the end. Let's get into it. Our top story, the simple editor. Here's the situation as it stood. You want one headline bigger, just one. But sizes lived in style settings, and style settings doesn't do just one. You'd change the H2 size, and every H2 in the email would change with it. So you'd fix the headline you cared about and break 3 that you didn't. That's over now. You can change whichever heading you want without changing every single heading. Click into any heading or text block, and look at the toolbar. It now shows you what type this is, H1, H2, H3, or body, and right next to it, the font size. Change it and watch the label. It flips from H2 to custom. That's your confirmation that this change is local. This block only. Every other H2 in the email stays exactly where it was. You just don't have to use a sledgehammer for one nail anymore. Second simple editor update, file linking. You can easily link files directly into your campaigns built with the simple editor. Select your text, open the link menu, and then you'll see the new option. Instead of pasting a URL, choose File. Pick your file, insert it, and then you're done. Anyone who clicks on that text gets the download, and the same thing works on images and buttons too. And it's the same file types supported everywhere in MailerLite. So PDFs, EPUBs, your lead magnets, all of it. So, if the simple editor is your speed but those 2 gaps were keeping you out, the gaps are gone. In e-commerce news, a long-standing trigger has become 2. And store owners everywhere are pretending they understood the difference all along. Here's the actual difference. Somebody adds a thing into their cart and then wanders off. It could be browsing, bored, at a red light. That's an abandoned cart. Somebody else starts checking out. They type in their address, the card is halfway out of their wallet, but then the doorbell rings, and they're gone. That's an abandoned checkout, and that person was way closer to buying than the first one. One trigger was handling both of those people before. Now it's 2, because you could and should talk to them differently. Head to Automations and create a workflow. In the trigger options, scroll to the e-commerce triggers, and there they are. Separate, abandoned cart, added to cart but never started checkout, and abandoned checkout. They started but they didn't finish. Pick whichever fits the flow you're building, set your delay, which is how long after they bail does this email go out. And in the email itself, the abandoned cart block pulls the actual items they left behind, so the email shows them their own stuff. There's also a new trigger in the house, purchase frequency. It fires based on how many times someone has bought from you. And sit with that for a second, because wait a minute, that's a loyalty program disguised as an automation. No punch cards needed, no third-party loyalty app to install, and no point system to keep track of. After their 5th purchase, they get a thank you. After the 10th one, maybe they get early access to the next drop. And after the 15th, a discount. Or honestly, just an email that says, "You've bought from us 15 times. We noticed. Thank you kindly." In the same spot, e-commerce triggers, select purchase frequency. Set the number of purchases that fires it, and build whatever you want on the other side. So a thank you, a reward, a discount. One detail worth knowing, only completed or paid orders count toward that milestone. So if they get any refunds or abandoned checkouts, those don't accidentally promote someone to VIP. If you build apps or sites with Lovable, MailerLite now connects to it in 3 ways. Easiest is to build a form in MailerLite. Copy the HTML and tell Lovable to embed it. Signups land straight in MailerLite, and any automation already attached to that form keeps on working. Now going deeper, connect the MailerLite API through a Lovable secret. No developer needed. And both platforms have MCP servers, so if you live in Claude or ChatGPT, you can drive the 2 of them from there. All of this works on every plan, including free. MailerLite is now in the Wix App Market. In your Wix admin, go to Apps, App Market, search MailerLite, add it to your site, and authorize. From there, pop-ups you build in MailerLite go to your Wix site in one click. Connecting to Stripe got a refresh, and the short version is that you don't leave MailerLite to do it anymore. Setting up your Stripe account now happens right inside the app. It's also built into product creation now, as its own step, so if you're setting up your first product, payment setup is just part of that flow. And the integrations page still works if that's where you're used to going. If you're already connected, then nothing changes for you. And brand styles can now be saved from inside the email builder itself, so no more leaving your draft to go spelunking through account settings. I've got a full video on brand styles out already, that's linked below. Okay, last one. If you're on the free plan, there are feature use limits. 3 automations, 3 forms, 1 landing page, 1 website, 1 digital product. Here's how you can make sure that you're prepared in just a few minutes. First, check where you stand. If you're over a limit, the app will tell you which ones. Then, deactivate what you're not actively using. Automations pause from their overview page. Pop-up and promotional forms have a status toggle. Landing pages and websites unpublish. Digital products can toggle off. The key detail is that only active items count. Drafts and unpublished things are still free. And that's everything that shipped in June and a bit in July. A font size button that ended a war, 2 triggers where there used to be 1, a loyalty program hiding in your automations, and a deadline that you're now ahead of. You can find help docs for every update mentioned in the description. And if you want this update every month, subscribe and give us a like. And the comments are open for requests. Tell me which of these you might want a full tutorial on, and then I'll catch you in the next one.